Hi everyone, welcome. It is Michelle van Tonda. Hi everybody. Hi and welcome to the second session of our most beautiful series, which we are looking at right now, which is 7 Leadership Secrets Learned from Lions. And we're going to be going through this particular series today. I'm so looking forward to it. And today we're going to actually be giving you the very first secret. And the first secret to this particular session is secret number 1, vision. Secret number 1, vision. Now, I know, please don't hang up right now. Don't stop watching the recording. You and I, over our entire careers, have heard enough about vision, haven't we? But I don't know if you've actually heard how we can parallel the story and the life of lions in connection with our vision. So just hang in there and let's see if we can't go a little bit further with a few things that we can learn. And we need to ask ourselves the question, what comes to mind when you hear the word lion? What comes to mind for you when you hear the word lions? Could it be power, king of the beasts? And just a little bit of a matter of fact there, it's actually not king of the jungles, it's king of the beasts. And then strength, courage, perhaps even run. Well, I heard a cute little story the other day, and it was about 2 people that were out in the bush, and the lady looked across to her husband and she said, "What do you bring your takis on for?" And he said, "Well, I just heard some lions roaring in the background, and I don't really need much except to run faster than you." So maybe just run is something for you that would trigger off your reason why or a word of why you would listen or hear the word lions. Well, we need to say to ourselves, why? Why are we going to look at vision? Why would we look at vision? And for most of us, we have our vision. We know what it is that we're wanting to do. And I just want to challenge you over the next few minutes, and I want to challenge you and say to you, is your vision, do you have a focus with your vision? Is there clarity with your vision? And is there direction? Or if you as a leader do not have that clarity, that focus, and also the direction in which you want to go as a leader, what's going to happen is you're going to have inconsistency. Inconsistency is going to step in, and when we are inconsistent as leaders, there's a tendency for our followers to start saying things like, why? Why should I put in extra effort today? Or even for next week, when we know that our leader is going to change things again. And we've heard it, you've probably worked for somebody who chops and changes, and in actual fact, every single day they do things, they're not even aligned to the vision. So where is the focus, the clarity, and the direction? So today, that's exactly what we're going to be looking at, and say to ourselves, what do we learn about the clarity of our vision from lions? What is it that we learn? Well, the clarity that we learn from lions is quite simple, actually. Lions only hunt when they're hungry. Otherwise, they rest and sleep 16 to 20 hours a day. Why do lions do that? Well, they do that to preserve energy. Lions sleep to preserve energy. And the reason being is because lions actually have very small sweat glands. So they going to have to conserve their energy and make sure that they don't run out of energy when they're busy running after the buck that they're supposed to be killing for dinner. And also, we learn from lions that they also see better during the night. So yes, we do see lion kills during the day, and lions do move around during the day. But if they want to have a really big kill and they want something that's going to feed their entire pride, then we need to realize that they see 6 times better at night than they do during the day. The other thing that we learned about the clarity of lions is they've learned to realize that they need each other. Each and every lion and lioness knows that the pride is important to them. So let's go a little bit deeper into looking at the acronyms. I'm going to take you through the acronym VISION, And as we go through the acronym VISION, we're going to learn more about our lions and how they are so effective, and how we too could be highly effective with our lions. So the very first part of the acronym we're going to be looking at is V, and our V is going to stand for values. So what are your values? Your values that you live by. What do you actually live by? What do you even know? All of us live by a certain norm of values, and we know that all values are relevant for us. However, the values that are core for you are different to the values that are core for other people. Now, our values are based from our subconscious mind, because we learn values from our parents, from the school system, from role models, and those kind of things. So values can be good and they can be bad. What is your set of values that you live by that are stemming from your subconscious mind, of all the influences that you've had growing up? And so often we do not spend time to work out and think about our values. So our values will influence our feelings, and we need to understand this. In other words, we need to find out which of our values are influencing us in certain ways. For example, one of my absolute core values, all right, and I'm going to challenge you later on to look and to discover what are your 5 core values that resonate in you. That's something that sticks with you, and you will find out that when anybody violates one of those values, you have a tendency to react. Okay, now you could react passively, or you could react aggressively. That I don't know, but you will learn a little bit more about yourself. But it's very important for us to realize that our actions, or even sometimes our inactions, are directly driven by our values. And as I started saying, one of my core values is loyalty. Above all else, loyalty. Now, if you choose to do something that has no lack of integrity towards me, you know what? It's water off a duck's back to me. It really doesn't faze me in the slightest. However, integrity for my husband, oh my goodness, if you break integrity, or you have a lack of integrity towards him, or an action that you do towards him, it cuts him up to the deepest of his core. Now, loyalty is like that for me. And so, do I want to have integrity as a value? Absolutely, but it's not a core value. So I'm going to challenge you over this next few minutes to say, why don't you have a look at what are your core values? Because your subconscious, you're going to react or respond based on your values. For example, our thoughts, so it's the things that we know, our thoughts plus our feelings plus our actions give us our results. So I'm going to go through that again. Our thoughts plus our feelings plus our actions, or the lack of action, which could be an inaction, will give you your results. So we need to realize that your values define you. And so I'm going to challenge you now to just click on the link below. It's going to take you completely in another direction. And it's a whole few minutes it's a whole section on values and how you can determine your core values. And I really recommend take the time to go through that and learn what your core values are, because they resonate from the deepest part of your inner subconscious. And whether you like it or whether you don't, whether you even believe me or whether you don't, you will react or respond based on the circumstances that come towards you from your core belief system. And so your values in essence will define you. So please, if you end up pleasing people all the time, sometimes we're so busy pleasing everybody else around us that we forget who we are. And it's time to discover who we are again, so that we know why we respond, or why we react, or why we don't do either. And it's based on your values. So have a look at your core value system and what is it that you're going to be driving. And that is exactly where our lions start. Our lions start right there. They live by a core value system. And their core value system is, in actual fact, they realize that together they achieve more. They need each other as an entire pride. And if they want to conquer the space the territory, and they want to keep that territory, they need a bigger tribe. So they are so focused on a core value system, and that is to do good by each other all the time. And that is why, as we go further on, you will understand why lionesses hunt more than lions hunt. And we'll discover that as we go through some of the other secrets that as we learn from lions. So please understand the V is for values. And do you know your value system? Where's your value system coming from? What is it that drives you as an individual? Because if you don't know that, my dad always used to say, if you believe in nothing, you will fall for anything. So just remember, what are your core values? Because that is what will drive you. Now, I've got my set of 5 core values. And the beautiful thing, why we say 5 is because you've got 5 fingers. And please, if you only got 4 fingers, please forgive me. I'm so sorry. I didn't know that. But then maybe you just need 4 core values. All right. But that's entirely up to you. But you know what? When I stick out my hand and I shake someone with my 5 core values, that's what I commit. I commit my loyalty. I commit my perseverance. I commit my excellence. I can commit my wisdom, and I commit my gratefulness. Those are my 5 core values. And when someone violates them, this bubble boils from inside me. And when that happens, I know it's not the person that I don't like. It's perhaps just a value that they are violating. So what are your 5 core values? Click the link below. Go through that section, look at it, and learn what are your core values. So V was for values. Now what we're going to be looking at is I is going to be for inspiration. I is for inspiration. Well, I don't know if you realize it, but the school of life happens to you and me, whether we like it or not. It's happening. And every single day we're learning something. We're learning something new every single day. And if you're not, you should be. Because we're supposed to be reflecting, and we'll get to how we reflect on a daily basis and how we're supposed to understand what's happening to us. Because too many of us wake up and we get on that treadmill of life and we run and we run and we run and we run. We go to sleep. We get up the next morning and we think we're productive. But sometimes activity is not productivity. Activity is not necessarily productivity. So your past is not your future. Many of us spend time so busy worrying about our past that we battle to find inspiration in ourselves. And so we start looking for our inspiration with the people around us. Well, ladies, especially if you're looking for the guy that's Mr. Right to come along, well, guess what? Mr. Right will never, ever come along unless you learn to be Mrs. Right. And if you want a really good group of people to be following you and to be working with you, then you need to be the right person. So sometimes we need to understand that our past is not our future. And it is important for us to know where we come from and the lessons that we learn from our past. So we look back to reflect on our past, but we must not stay there. In actual fact, we must not go back to visit. And I was having a chat with a lady, in fact, an estate agent just the other day. And as we were sitting chatting, she said the biggest thing that broke her heart, the very home that she raised her children in, and her and her husband had spent at least 20 years there. And she had sold this beautiful home, and they'd moved out of the area. When she went back, her husband said, let's go look at the house. And she said, no, let's not. And he said, no, let's go back. You see, when you go back and you actually visit your past and you sit there and you look at it, you will be devastated and it will destroy you. Her house was in rack and ruin, and the person did not look after the house the way they did. You see, to be able to remember the house and think about the house, but to go back and visit it is not wise. So my suggestion is, please do not go back and sit at your past. It will destroy you. By all means, visit it and learn from it, and know that it's something that will take you and help you. John Maxwell always says, fail forward, look forward, and go forward. So you need to know your why, and that is why we're doing vision. We're doing vision because we want you to tap into, again, the reason why we're doing things. And remember, for me, it's leadership action through practical application. And today, the first practical application was to know what your core values are. Now, inspiration. Know that your past is there and it's okay. Learn from it and move on, because it becomes your testimony. And in the middle of testimony, exactly, you've got test, I, and money. The I is it's your testimony. And it was your test, and you passed it. And your testimony possibly could be the thing that generates extra money for you. Share it with people, but don't dwell there. Share it so you can help other people overcome because you've overcome. And that's where your inspiration is going to come from you. So come for you. So what inspires you? What motivates you? So our community of leaders, what we're doing is we're coming together as like-minded people to help other people to connect with us and also with their role as a leader. Because leadership is something that we need to learn, and it's an ongoing process. Leadership does not happen overnight, and leadership has nothing to do with your position. So click on this particular link this time around. Come and join our community. Come and learn from very, very astute and qualified leaders, people who have a passion for leadership and help you to inspire and go forward as a leader, because leadership is a learned skill. And so we need to raise more leaders as we go through life. Right, so V was for values and I was for inspiration. Where are you going to get your inspiration from? S is for start. Get up there and get going. Do you know that if you don't get up and get going, sorry, I don't know if you saw that one. Yep, vision is S is for start. Start up, get going. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. So I'm encouraging you, get up and go. You know what? I love one of Alex Mendosian's most absolute favorite sayings. And when I heard it the first time, I thought, oh my word. And this was specifically for me, being a perfectionist and somebody who was always striving for excellence. It was such a lovely saying. Sloppy success is better than perfect mediocrity. Just get up and get started. You will perfect it along the way. Don't wait for perfection to come. Don't wait for all your ducks to be in a row before you start. Because as I said just now, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. You know, the lionesses, if they don't get up and go, that entire pride will die of starvation. So this is where the focus comes in. You start by focus. Start your day with focusing on your vision. Ladies and gentlemen, you should never, ever start your day in your organization without reading the company vision first. That is why you are employed. You're employed to help that company achieve its vision. What is the vision statement for that organization? Also, do you have a vision statement for your family? My husband and I have a vision statement. We have a vision statement for our marriage. We have a vision statement for our family. And we have different vision statements for our different 5 organizations. So if I have a vision for, which is an upliftment of communities and developing communities here in South Africa and alleviating poverty. Now I take that vision of that organization, but today I'm doing training, mentoring, and coaching. And I'm using the wrong vision in the wrong organization, the organization's going to fail. This is where focus comes in. You need to be focused on why you're doing what you're doing. And many people forget about the vision. And I just love the focus of a lioness. The focus of the lion. Look at her focus when she's going in to her prey. She is so focused that she aligns, her entire body is aligned to the vision, all right, of that day and what they're going to be doing. And she knows that if she doesn't hit that prey, nobody's going to eat tonight. And if nobody eats tonight, they're going to be weak because they've lost the focus of the vision. And as a whole pride, if they lose that focus, the next clan is coming in for their territory. So when you lose your focus on a daily basis, someone else is taking up your territory. So don't moan that the competitors are stronger. Don't moan and complain that you can't do what you're doing. It's just that the competitor's vision is stronger than yours. So get up and get going. And that is so important for all of us to remember. Start by focus. Start your day with focusing on your vision, and then align your daily activities in accordance to your vision. And at the end of the day, ask yourself, what were the 2 things that I did to take my organization forward to meet its vision? If you cannot answer that, you're losing vision of your organization or even your own personal vision. So we said V was for values. I, we said, was for inspiration. S was to start. I is improve. I is for improve. Improve. What do you think the 3 most dangerous words that you could ever say or hear from someone else? What do you think those could be? Well, I'm going to tell you them. I know that. The moment you think or say, oh, I know that, you have immediately shut off your mind to receive new information. Because why should I listen? I know that. Too many of us, even if I know that, when my mind says, oh, I know that, say, thank you for sharing. Now, off. Okay, I don't want to listen to you. I want to listen to the person in front of me, because maybe, just maybe, there's a nugget there that I actually didn't know. So the 3 most dangerous words that you or I could ever say and destroy the possibility of improving and growing is, I know that. Also realize that if you are the smartest person in any room, then you're in the wrong room, because you cannot grow. And this is where you become the law of the lid of your organization, because you know everything. So why should you change? Why should you grow? Why should you expand? Why should your territory enlarge? So learn and understand that if you feel you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And just spend some time and identify, where is it that you would like to improve? Where do you want to grow? I don't know where you would want to grow. Is it with your children? Is it with your wife? Is it a relationship? Is it about actually being daily conscious of your vision? So have a daily growth plan. Have a daily growth plan that's going to take you to the next level. That's going to help you. Read a book. Learn something new. You know, here in South Africa, and I'm pretty sure in many countries around the world, there's a great amount of poverty. But when you have the art of learning to read, you can read books. We have libraries. Go to a library. Get online. Google and the internet is just probably the most enormous place of a wealth of information. Read books. You can read 15 minutes a day and grow your knowledge without even affecting any other part of your schedule for the day. And if you don't know where to have 15 minutes, well, I'm pretty sure you can find 1 or 2 places where you spend 15 minutes doing nothing, all right, doing absolutely nothing. The beautiful thing is nowadays we have audiobooks. How many times do we sit getting in a car and we're traveling for an hour, but you're listening to some random silly radio station that's talking about absolute nonsense, where you could be turning your car into a university. Audios, listen to audios, download podcasts, and get yourself knowledge. What do you want to learn at? Because at the end of the day, remember, we're talking about leadership here. And leadership is about people work. Management is about paperwork. So when you and I get into management mode, it's about paperwork and we don't care about people. But leadership is about people. So you and I are responsible to ourselves to, one, learn, how do I tick? What ticks me off? What makes me happy? What makes me unhappy? And if I don't know those answers, how can I be of service to other people? It's impossible. So if I want to develop other people, I need to learn about people. So what skills am I taking to learn about people? Do I know their strengths, their weaknesses? Do I know what makes them happy? Do I know what makes them sad? So if you want to be a leader, you need to start learning about people. And if we want to improve, You and I need to realize that we need to sharpen our skills, and start learning to be aware of the things that are around us. Now, you and I know that when we go and have our eyes tested and we say, oh, well done, you've got a 20/20 vision. Well done, you have a 20/20 vision. Guess what? You're average. You're like everybody else. And we're happy and we're satisfied. And well, I can see I have a 20/20. Whereas, if you had a 20/10 vision, you will see twice as far. You will see from 20 feet what others see from 10 feet. You will see from 20 feet what others see from 10 feet. This is where the lions have the clarity over their prey, because lions can see 6 times better at night than any other animal can. So when they hunt, they have this clarity, and they're not happy to accept, yes, can they hunt in the day? Yes, and we see many online YouTube things, and that's probably when people catch them, because you and I are awake at day, because we're happy with our 20/20, all right? And however, the clarity of lionesses, look at these beautiful lionesses. They're sitting, having a look at their focus. They are intently looking twice as far. And that's where you and I need to understand that I need to look to see what is around me. I need to look to see what is around me and not take everything as a status quo. So that takes me to the O. The O is for observation. Observe. You and I need to learn to observe. Pay attention to details. So often we go around and we don't realize that we just, everything's in our way, but we're not looking to see what's not there. We're not looking to see the gaps. You know, when you and I look, and if you go on a game drive and you're looking for animals, you don't look for the animal, because if you're looking into the bush, you will see trees, you will see rocks. What we need to look, if you want to be on a game drive and you want to see animals, you need to look between the trees. You've got to look at the spaces. And when you focus on the spaces, oh my word, you see the animals, because they're in the spaces. It's like when you're driving down the highway and you want to overtake, or you're in traffic. You don't look at the cars, you look for spaces. And that's where we fit. When we go out there into our organizations, we're all looking at, oh, this competitor, that competitor, but we're not looking for the spaces that they're not filling. So pay attention to details. One of the most beautiful things that I live by, I think it's beautiful anyway, is to remember that things don't end wrong. Things always start wrong. And you start wrong because we're not observing how our vision fits in to meeting needs of other people. And when we start seeing that, we see the gaps, we see the opportunities. And so this is where direction comes from. Which way are you going? Are you going back? Are you going forth? Are you visiting your past? Are you staying in your past? Are you moving forward? Have you just learned from the past experiences so that you can gain more ground going forward? Are we reflecting? And this is now how our lions live. They live because they know which way they're going. They know they're going forward. They know that they need to be focused, and they know they need to be doing it in unity. So when lions group together, they all walk, and they don't try and overtake each other. And that's what we will learn in one of the other lessons as we go on. How is the hierarchy formed in the Lion of Pride? And so reflect. I mentioned it early on. At the end of the day, reflect on your day. Reflect on what is it that you need to be doing. Reflect on your daily activities. Learn to observe what happened today and how you're going to change it tomorrow. Because if you don't, you and I are just living on this wheel where we're just going round and round and round in circles and we're not moving forward. So ask yourself, the things that I did today, did they take me towards my vision of my organization or away from the organization? And only you can answer that for yourself. So spend that time and understand them. Now we're going to get to the last one. So we said V was for values, I was inspiration, S was for start, I was for improve, O was for observe, and N is for nurture. Get away from those bloodsuckers. Get away from each and every one of those bloodsuckers. You know, those negative people in your life that just drain you. When you see them, you think, oh my gosh, go away from me. I can't take it. Get away from them. You need to tap into a group that is like-minded with you, a group that's going to take you to be able to think positive. Hang around with positive people if you want to be positive. The same, if you want to create wealth, hang around with wealthy people. Otherwise, the people, sometimes you will find that if the people destroy you as an individual, they also destroy your vision. If the people destroy your vision, because you haven't been able to communicate that vision clearly to them, which is one of the topics we will get to. They end up destroying you as an individual. Do whatever it takes. Do whatever it takes. Get up in the morning and know with clarity what it is that you're going to do. Focus on the direction in which you want to go, so that when you wake up every single day, you know your vision. You know you have clarity, you know you have direction, and you know you have focus, and keep that forefront on a daily basis. And that's how we beat the competitors. That's how we hunt. That's how we feed our tribe. And that's how we win. Now, lionesses know that in order to eat well and to dominate their territory, they need a big pride. So nurture is so important to the lifestyle of lions. When last did you nurture your team that works for you and with you? Or are you always just shouting at them, moaning at them, complaining at them, criticizing them? Every word that comes from your mouth is condemning. You think you're challenging them, but the way it comes across is demeaning. Are you speaking, like I said earlier on, leadership is about people work. Have you learned the art of not only speaking to a person from the way that you receive information, but knowing that different personalities receive their information differently? Or are you just or are you there to nurture? Do you pick up the phone and say, how can I help you? What is it that I can do to give you the resources that you need to move forward? Or is it all about, well, fend for yourself? So lionesses don't do that. They allow others young. If they see a mother is tired or injured after a kill, and her young ones can't suckle, do you know that they take that young and allow them to suckle from them? Because they need to build a strong pride. Do you want to build a strong organization? Then get out there and start learning. How do I nurture my people? How do I look after them? And that's what lionesses do. They nurture, and they nurture for the greater good of the vision. And the greater good of the vision is because they're the king of the beasts, and they want to dominate. And if you want to dominate and be somebody who dominates your entity, dominates your area, dominates the place that you want to be in, then sadly you need to nurture the people, because leadership is people work. Management is paperwork. And you cannot treat people like you treat paper. I hope that comes together for you. So this was the second session, but it was the first secret of the 7 leadership secrets that we learned from lions. And it was all about focus, clarity, and direction of your vision. So this week, as you're going through this week, take the time to learn your 5 core values, link into a like-minded community where you can ask questions and build up your knowledge of how to become a better leader and how to lead people. Reflect daily on your daily actions and how they're aligning to my vision. Revisit your vision And do you have a passion for it? Get it back in a fire. And if you're working in an organization where you disagree with the vision, well, I'm going to say to you, tough luck. You get paid not to like the vision. You get paid to fulfill the vision. So if you don't like it, it's your responsibility to get out of the way, go find another job of an organization whose vision you do buy into. Or step up to the plate and be the best employee for that vision in that organization, because that's why you get paid. Because you're part of the tribe and you have to pull your weight. Otherwise, you're going to starve. And you will be overlooked for promotions, and you'll be overlooked for a lot of things. So take me seriously and understand that it is important for you to buy into the leader's vision. And if you don't know what it's about, go and ask them to interpret the vision for you. Don't interpret it for yourself. So there are 6 more secrets that we're going to be going through that we're going to reveal over the next few weeks. So don't miss out on them. So remember to join our community, get connected, stick with a positive community, share with people who have a common interest as you, and also then put your questions that you would like, your challenges, and let us help you to overcome them. But if you don't want to, that's also okay by us. We don't have any woes and qualms. If you don't want to be part of our community, we're really not a problem. But share with your friends. And I just have one question is, how is it working for you now as a leader? How is it working? How is it disciplining your staff? How's your daily frustrations with your people? Are you producing results? Or are people saying to you, I'm not going to do that, it's not in my job description? Delegating tasks and then you come back and they're not done the way you would like them done? Are people respecting you? Are they respecting your organization's vision? There's many more frustrations we go through as leaders. Join us, let's talk about it, and let us help you to overcome and become one of the greatest leaders in your organization, because that way we can impact people and we can change nations, we can change communities, and most importantly, we change. How would things be different if you managed to lead your team from becoming this most fantastic high performance team, a team that's having fun, people that want to be at work, people that are working together with unity, you're getting results, you trust each other. If that's what you're desiring, then this platform is for you. And can I say, if you already have that, please, this platform is for you, because the leaders out there need you. They need you to help to share your wisdom of how you've managed to create a high performance team. Click the link below, join the community that we have, and let's raise some really strong, amazing leaders. And I look now forward to next week, where we will share the second secrets that we will learn from lions. Michelle van Tonder signing off here, and remember, it's now to next leadership. Leadership action through practical application. You have got your 4 things that you've got to do this week. Remember them, do them this week, and make sure that you're ready for next week. So, till next time.